This video discusses accepted for value, A4V, and why this approach is fundamentally flawed. This session focuses on why A4V does not work, why you should avoid it, and why it is essential to prevent the spread of misinformation regarding this concept. To those who may criticize this perspective and claim, "You don't know what you're talking about," I urge you to examine whether you have truly studied your agreements or understood the underlying principles. Many proponents of A4V appear to lack a solid understanding of the Uniform Commercial Code, UCC, which governs buyer-seller relationships. If you believe that writing on your bill, adding your social security number, for instance, makes the bill legitimate or clears obligations, you are mistaken. These bills are not entirely your property, they often become the property of another entity through various transactions. This is evident when you read and fully comprehend the terms of your agreements. Equity exists within the framework of these agreements if you follow the prescribed instructions. Granted, these agreements are not written in straightforward language. However, with consistent focus and effort, you can eventually decipher their meaning. To do this, you will likely need a finance or banking dictionary, as the language pertains to financial institutions and includes terminology defined in the UCC. The problem with the A4V concept is that it oversimplifies and misrepresents the buyer-seller relationship outlined in the UCC. Concepts like accepted for value, return for value, exempt from levy, prepaid common stock, and discharge of all presentments and related fees are often misunderstood. The idea of adjusting the balance to zero is simply unrealistic. This approach continues to spread misinformation, despite its lack of legitimacy. For example, credit cards carry APRs and contractual obligations that have no connection to the supposed processes A4V proponents endorse. Writing your social security number or similar information on financial instruments often causes more harm than good. Consider this scenario: if a piece of paper, such as a bill, is used in a transaction to buy, lease, or forward obligations, altering it through unauthorized markings damages its legitimacy. Nowhere in your agreements are you instructed to write on these instruments. Yet, many people believe they have the right to create coupons or make alterations based on a cursory reading of UCC Article 3 without understanding the context provided in Articles 1 and 2a. This lack of understanding leads to confusion and incorrect application of the law. It is essential to focus on the agreements you signed and understand their terms rather than chasing various redemption manuals, books, or so-called processes. This is why I created a boot camp, to guide individuals who are serious about reading and comprehending their agreements, without relying on hearsay. Here's another example of the flawed A4V concept: endorsing a bill with phrases like paid to the order of $500 in lawful money in full discharge of all transactions. This is not a remedy. The bill of exchange operates within a buyer-seller relationship, and tampering with it in this way only causes further complications. Writing on the back of a coupon, adding unauthorized phrases, or any similar action is entirely inappropriate and counterproductive. We need to stop spreading these misconceptions and educate others about the proper way to approach financial obligations. Misunderstandings of this nature only perpetuate confusion and harm. If you are ready to take accountability for learning the correct approach, I invite you to join the boot camp. In the boot camp, we analyze agreements, such as those from American Express, on a daily basis. You will read and reread these agreements until their meaning becomes clear. We also provide the necessary resources, including dictionaries, to eliminate any barriers to understanding. It's time to stop relying on flawed processes and take responsibility for understanding the agreements you signed. Join the boot camp, and let's learn the right way together.